you for the clapping. I really appreciate that. Yes, I know I'm very important and very exciting person, as far as you know. Welcome to the live morning update Forex trading FX with Terry.com, the free Discord group where I give out free signals. And we give out volumes of free signals in the premium. And we give out full auto trading in a lot of different. And I've got a ton of updates this morning, and I'm just a little bit late to the live because I've been getting very wordy with someone in the group, and I want to answer those questions. Like, I've had some of the most important questions ever in the group this morning, and I'm getting very wordy and typing a lot of stuff. And I do realize, as I said the other day, I did make a video. You'll see there's a section, a new menu section, video training. I made a video. It's wordy. I'm a wordy guy. I love details. I'm a nerd, right? Especially about this Forex stuff. And one of the things I was just thinking, you guys always hear me say this thing called the mind virus. I didn't need to make some stinger or something. So every time I start to talk about a mind virus in the Forex market, I'll hit the button and the stinger will come up. It'll be some music and some graphics and, a brain melting down. I probably should put some time into that stuff, but I'm more focused on the Forex. So let's get into this. I'll give you a little bit of what I'm going to talk about after we look at the accounts. So we've got a new member in the group asking, can you show me some results? I want to do your copy system. And it's an extremely valid question. We're going to talk about it. And it's in line with the concept I always talk about, a mind virus, a virus of the mind. There are things in the Forex marketplace that, unfortunately, are taught by people that don't know what they're doing, and they are a virus. They just go deep. I'll throw one random one out here. We don't use a stop loss on our main trades, on our standard currency pairs. I use a stop loss on gold, on US 30, so on and so forth. But most people aren't using that feed or doing that level of trading. So people are taught in the Forex market, you have to have a stop loss. That's just what you're taught. I mean, go look at everyone that's teaching. And frankly, there's a completely opposite of way of doing it, and we don't set a stop loss. We don't need to. My trading system does not need a stop loss. Now, that's for the average person, mind blown. But just understand, we don't need it. If you believe you need it, go ahead and set one. If you set a stop, you will take a loss. Abso-freaking-lutely. However, with my system and my algorithm and my mathematical way of trading, we don't need it. That also begs the concept on the front end. Are you bidding appropriately with my system based off of your account size, your own risk appetite, the leverage you have on your account? And I say that because, you could be trading in a prop firm with 10 leverage. I don't care what account I show you that I have that's trading 500 leverage. It does not compare to your 10 leverage. It doesn't. And it probably doesn't even scale very easy if you scale what I'm doing at 500 leverage, to you down at 10 leverage. Probably not going to trade the same currency pairs. So I'll get into that. I'm really excited about that. But let's go through the accounts here. We are looking at the free signals account, and I laugh. The market has been going absolutely sideways. We've been in this trade for, I think, over a week. Yesterday was a week. It's just what the market's doing. It's not like, oh, your system sucks, Terry, because the average person, I know, you need a bunch of dopamine hit stuff. And I tell you, if you need a trade, enter one and manage it. I can do that all day long. In fact, go ahead and if you want to practice, open a demo account. Just close your eyes and open a trade. And then share it in the group, and I'll tell you what to do with it. And we'll manage it into profitability. We will. Just how it works. If you overbid, that's your fault. But, if you feel like you need a trade, enter a trade. I'll do my best to tell you how to manage it, but my system and my algorithm does this automatically for us, whether it's free signals, premium signals, full auto trading. And yes, the market has been slow, but we did get premium signal come out this morning. I kind of forced one into existence on a couple trades that were open in the auto trader that would have not normally been sent off as premium, but they're great trades. We'll look at them, or we'll look at, well, we won't look at those because that's the paid level. But I will tell you, we'll pause the screen. I'll tell you what's open, and we'll look at some results. I don't believe anything is closed in premium. Certainly nothing is closed. If I go to the history here, nothing is closed for the day. And we haven't closed anything for a week. But if I look for a week, we've got $49.89 worth of signal trades. You could bid whatever you want, whatever you decided to bid, whatever your leverage is, whatever your account size is. So if we look at the chart on this, I will pull it up. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, maybe on the hour. Let's go a little bit farther out, 4 hour. We'll be able to see it here. Let me pull it up on my side so I can kind of mark this. So it's pushing down. You can see we've got a huge wick here. So the second trade we have, because we have a sell trade here and a sell trade here, the second trade, but it's pulled back, and that's just what AUDCHF has been doing for a week. If you count the candles here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Actually, let me move to the day so we can kind of count it that way. So we've got today 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 7 candles, 7 days that it's just been in this range. But this is going to be a beautifully profitable trade. It is. If you're taking the free trade signals and you just came into the group, go ahead and enter a sell. Let's go back here on AUDCHF at whatever lot size you want that's relevant for your account, and set the take profit to 0.57741. It's been like that for a couple days. It's going to be a nicely profitable trade. We looked at this thing last week, and it's been different every day, right? We were $35 in profit, headed towards the take profit. You will notice if we look at the chart here, price is currently right here, and this is the daily, and the take profits all the way down here. That's because this is a slow mover, but it's going to move there. It's going to move there. Look what it did all last week. In fact, I want to say, look what it did all last month, you know. So it'll happen. It's going to be nice. Be a nice trade. Do what it is you do on your account. This is a beautiful trade. Has nothing to do with whether it's fast, slow. I mean, listen, if you come into the group and you're like, the only way I'm taking any trades from you, Terry, is if I get a lot of them. I can hook you up to a robot I got that takes ass loads of trades every day. Does pretty good. But it will also blow out your account at some point if and when you either overbid for future market conditions, or you have too small of an account to handle that many trades, that type of thing. So I do have a bot. What should I call it? I'll call it the take an insane amount of trades bot, if that's what you want. We got that. And it does really well. It does really well. Question is, can your account handle it? Probably not. So pause screen. We go through all of the accounts this morning. It'd probably take me, it's 10 after, I'm already japping my jaw, but it'll probably take me another maybe 10 minutes to go through the accounts. So let me pull these up. So we're going to move on to the premium account. And although I won't show the trades, I will tell you what's going on. So we've got 3 current trades in the premium signals that you could have entered, or you can still enter. They're all in perfect entry fashion. Let me move something around here. There we go. And in terms of closure for the day, I will share this. We haven't closed anything, at least in the last 24 hours. And week-wise, we've closed $2,690.13 worth of signal profits. These were signals, okay? And those are some really nice profits. I want you to understand, if you're new to this, this minus $19.29, that is not a loss because we traded USD CAD in a basket of trades. If you look at USD CAD as we come down farther, we'll have all of these USD CADs, and these were all traded at the same time. Here's 3 that were all profitable, that all ended in a net profit. Okay, that is not a loss. Any red is not a loss because what we're looking at here is net profit. This that says profit with a positive amount right here, $2,690, that is a positive profit. That is 0 losses. There's not a loss in there. Not a loss. So my wording is very specific. My wording is very specific. I'm going to say this, and we'll get deeper into this. And this is for those people that are trying to understand how my system works. And we got brand new people every day. So yeah, you people that are in here, you're going to have to hear it over and over again until I spread a positive mind virus to you. You'll make whatever you decide to make. However, here's the deal. If you give me $1 and I give you $99 back, in the Forex market, they will tell you that's a loss for you. They will tell you you lost $1. No, my friend, you gave me $1, I gave you 99 back. You made $98. You didn't lose $1. So in the industry, they're telling you that if, and whatever number you want, you give me $100, I give you $1,000 back, you did not lose $100, my friend. You just made $900. A profit, okay? So get that bullshit out of your head. And we'll dig in deeper. So, and there you go. I just accidentally revealed all of the premium signal trades. So that happens when I get on a rant like that, but whatever. Let's move on to the next account. I got to pull up my account list here, which I don't have ready. And because we got so many different accounts we look at, let's look at the 10 pip hybrid that we are testing right now. And I'll talk a little bit about it as I open it up here. So stand by. 10 pip hybrid is coming. Right here it is. And I'll show you these trades because you guys have access to this. You can monitor this. You can see this. So we are in, oddly enough, 3 trades, similar to the premium in a sense, but it's not designed that way. It's designed to handle itself and trade 6 different groups of currency pairs. So this is where we're at right now. This is a $10,000 account. It's 500 leverage, and I'm bidding a base lot size of 0.07. That's what I would suggest somebody bids on a $10,000 account to be conservative, right? Could you bid more? Absolutely. Would you have more drawdown? Absolutely. So when you talk about, well, what does your system give? When someone asks me, what does your system give in terms of a drawdown? How long is a piece of string? How long is a piece of string? Well, it depends. What's your leverage? What's your account size? You could have a $10,000 prop firm account with a 10 leverage instead of 500, and your margin level percent would be a hell of a lot lower right now. In fact, it'd probably be maybe too low. I don't know. It wouldn't be too low, but it'd be low. Probably be a couple $1,000% instead of 30,000 like it is here. So my system does not deliver to you what my system delivers to you. My system delivers to you what it is you think you want or what it is you want. What do you want to bid? How many pairs do you want to trade out of the 22 that we trade? Now, I do have some protections in place on some of the really highly volatile pairs, USD JPY, GBP JPY. I'm not sending those trades unless I'm making some sort of announcement like, hey, here comes a trade. Here's what it's going to bid. If this is going to affect your account, don't take this trade, or don't enable it in your copier. So I give you a heads up, and we know something like that's coming 3-4 days ahead of time. So it's not just happening, at least a couple days ahead of time. All right, so this one's doing good. Let's look at the history. It's closed 3 trades last night, pretty consistent. $14.40 in profit. If we look for the week, and we just started this on Sunday, if we look for the week, we're up $50.70. You could bid whatever you want. This is a test feed. I'm going to call it my 10 pip hybrid feed. Right now it's in beta. It's designed to be consistent, conservative. It's designed to do 5% a month. And don't forget what I just said, because I'm going to give you some philosophy that I have on trading that is completely different from your average person's expectations or desires or wants. And it's from experience of blowing out a lot of accounts. And, you know, like my automated system and my signals never blow out. They don't blow out. It's you that blows out your account because you have unrealistic expectations of the market, of your account, and of the trades you're getting. Mathematically, my trades always win. Look at this, you know, for the week, a $50.70 profit. The market's been slow. You can't be like, that's not enough. So bid more, right? I'm bidding 0.07 or 70 cents per pip base level lot size. Have we had any trades that went higher than that? We haven't. If you look up here, this Euro Chief shows a negative $5.81, but the next Euro Chief, and these were really traded together, is $17.83. So that is not a loss at all. You minus the 581 from the 1783, and that was the true profit. And in the end, what is it? Net, net, net. Nothing but net. Nothing but net profit. Nothing but net. Basketball reference, whatever you want to call that. Nothing but net. So that is that feed. And I do see you guys making, I'm going to come back to the comments. So say what you want, ask what you want, and I'll come back to that. So pause real quick. We'll go on to the next account that we're going to look at. We'll look at the high profit automated feed right now, gold, US 30, so on and so forth. So we'll look at that. So give me a second. 935 is the account. Here it is. Not currently in any trades. We had some news this morning. I'll share this with you. I took some pretty small trades based off of, you know, news, negative news events, and it's made $37.80. Remember, this is an automated feed. You bid whatever you want. You could have bid a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. You could bid an outrageous amount, and you would have made, you know, if you bid, I'm bidding 70 cents per pip here. In fact, I got to go on pause and look at something, so stand by. Go on pause here. I got to look at a notification on a trade that may have just come in that I want to see. Nope. All right, we're good. Come back to the screen. So, yeah, again. You don't like these numbers? Oh, $37.80 ain't enough? This is an automated feed. Bid what you feel like your account can handle. This account can more than handle that. I took some small trades. They're both profitable. I think that's pretty good, right? And if you're plugged into the high profit automated feed, you got these. I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah, Mark, good question. Good point. We'll definitely touch on that. In fact, I probably should answer that right now. Mark says, it looks like the hybrid hasn't traded outside of the original grouping. It did. I shouldn't say it did. Here's what happened. It went into the original group, traded those trades, everything closed. The AI said, okay, we're starting over. And the next trade that came in came from group 3. So what you'll find is that the hybrid feed is just going to go out there and trade the groups at that particular millisecond that are active. And it just happened to be that group 3 went active first on Sunday, traded all the trades that were in that group, closed down. The AI says, I'm looking for the next group, and that group launched again. All right. So that is a level of protection that I think I'm pretty impressed with. Like, that will really, really work well because it is paying attention to those things and it's controlling everything automatically out of it and went right back into it because that's where the volatility was on the currency pairs. So back to the pause. That was the high profit auto feed. Let's go to the next account here. Let's see, what am I going to look at? The next I would normally look at is my automated feed called the One Profitable Trade feed. It basically takes one currency pair trade at a time and trades it to profit from the main feed. It is currently, it just went into a trade this morning, so it's just in a trade. I think it's like USD CHF. So yeah, that's just sitting there. There's not really anything to look at yet. The next thing we're going to look at is the challenge account that I put on YouTube originally, which was I'm going to trade a $3,000 account to a $100,000 account, and then I wanted to use it as an example in the group and show people how to manage. So I really overbid, and then I forced some losses last week. So I'll pull that up here, and I will share that with you in 1 second. 945. Here it is. I'll show you what's open, and I'll show you what I'm actually trading on. So it's got an NZD USD trade on it right now. Remember, we had like $5,500. I forced a bunch of losses last week because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to overbid and overtrade and how to manage that. So I'm not too worried about that. This is not a losing account. We forced some losses because we were trading like degenerate gamblers. So need my coffee this morning. I'm actually on the second cup. I was up since I don't know why. I was up since about 3 o'clock in the morning. I just opened wide awake. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Started programming some trading stuff. So this is, so currently in this trade, right, it's headed towards profit. I'm bidding a 0.05 on an $1,800 account. That's probably a little much if you're taking all 22 currency pairs. I'm not. I programmed in 9 of the slowest moving currency pairs of the 22 that we trade. And what I really want to do is once the 10 pip hybrid feed comes out live, I'm gonna point it at and copy it to this account, and because it's just kind of set and forget type of thing. And if we look at the history, nothing closed for the day, and then you can see for the week I forced some losses. Now what's interesting is we took a lot more losses than that, just forcing losses. Traded to 100,000. I used it as an example, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but it was a good opportunity. Use it as an example to overbid and manage and show you guys what to do. And when the market goes south and you're overbidding and you're a degenerate gambler and you're taking more trades than you should, you're going to have to force some losses. So we didn't lose the entire account. Here's the interesting thing. If you just let the trades go south and you don't do any management, this thing would have been down to 18 cents, right? Because the broker would have just said, stop out, stop out, stop out, stop out. You're bidding too much, you're trading too much. And but we managed it along the way and we survived, right? Took some losses, but we're still alive, and we're going to trade this back into profitability. Back to the pause, and let me look at what account we're going to look at next. Let me take a look at this one. I haven't really looked, but I'm assuming it happened. I took the 2 profitable gold trades from, and remember those small profits? I think it made 30, 40, 50 bucks or something like that. But I copied those exact trades to a larger account and I bid more. So let me show you what that would look like. Instead of you going, well, I just don't feel like $35 is enough profit for the day. That's an automated trade signal or an automated trade feed, and you can bid whatever you want. So let's pull that up, and I'll share it with you here because it's probably pretty impressive. I don't know what the account's doing. We'll take a look at it here. It is in one trade from the One Profitable Trade feed, but I'm going to go to the history. Yeah, check this out. So this is the exact same gold trade from the exact same automated feed, and instead of making $34, it made $1,134. That impresses me, but look what my bid was. It was $21 per pip. That's not outrageous. Could a $10,000 account have handled that all day long? So a $10,000 account just made 11% in minutes this morning because I traded some news spikes. So that impresses the shit out of me. I don't know about you. Might not impress you. But you have to understand, and I think if you're watching this and you're going to hear me talk at the end here about a brand new person coming in and going, well, just show me the results of your system first before I plug into it. What, right? Is your $100,000 prop firm account at 10 leverage is not going to be able to handle what I do on my $10,000 account at 500 leverage. It's not going to happen, right? So what you do is you take my system, you take my trades, and you place them and you bid them and you manage them the way that you want for your risk appetite, because we know what the outcome is from these trades. They win, right? They win. If you need a stop loss, so set a stop loss manually. You want to take a loss, you're welcome to take a loss. Hell, don't set a stop loss and just look at it and go, it's going too far against me and negative. Take the loss. Click, close it down, and then say to yourself, was it Terry's trade that sucked, that forced me to lose, or was it my degenerate gambling inability to trade on my own account, given my own parameters, my own balance, my own equity, my own leverage? Is it my fault that I overbid for this system, this concept? It's your fault. Don't do it. Don't do it. The one thing that I am really good at doing, although I won't manage your account for you, if you bring your account conditions to the group and you give me a screenshot, love it. I'll be like, well, here's what I would do. Probably, I don't like it when people show me a screenshot and say, what would you do? I'm like, okay, what's the balance? Why did you enter there? What's going on? You didn't get that signal from me, right? But I can help you get through it. And there are quite a few people that had some struggles last week, and they gave me screenshots. And then they came to the group, 3-4 days later, and went, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm out of that trade now. I survived it. I made a little bit of profit. Cool, right? Am I the master? I'm pretty fucking good. I don't know if I'm the master. And I certainly have a system here that's not designed to teach you to trade Forex, because I think that's a bunch of bullshit and it really can't be done manually. You can enter the trade I give you manually, but to do it on the back end, to do it with the speed that my algorithm does and the intelligence that my AI does, you can't beat it. Absolutely can't beat it. Next account. While I change screens here, let's see. Last one we're going to look at. And I believe I looked at, let me make sure I looked at what I wanted to up here. Yeah, we did. So last one I'm going to look at is it's actually a live account, and it's trading my full auto system. It's not trading all 22 currency pairs. I believe I'm only trading like 3 or 4. So let's go take a look at it. I have not looked at it. For all I know, it could have blown out overnight, but I doubt it. So let's take a look at this, and I'll share my screen with you. This is a 1K account, 500 leverage. I'll show you I'll show you this. We're not trading anything right now. Again, I'm trading 9 pairs out of the 22. I'm trading 9 of the lowest volatility pairs of the 22 that we trade. And it did a trade this morning, GBP USD, at a 55-cent profit minus fees. Yeah, I should say 55% profit, 55 cent profit, including the fees. Is a total 78 cents, but minus the fees. So I'm happy with that, right? Like, it's all automatic. If you're not impressed with 55 cents of profit, this account, and we looked at this a day or two ago, has done 28% in the last month. That impresses the shit out of me. And I'm not over trading. I'm not overbidding. If you look at the last week, it's closed $141.78 in the last week. Live right here on the screen, right? Like these aren't screenshots, right? I'm extremely happy with that. In the last week, on a $1,000 account, we did a 14%. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Could you have made more? Absolutely. Could you have pulled it back and done less? Absolutely. How long is a piece of string? It depends. What do you want? You have to understand, and let's get into this while we're just sitting here looking at this. In fact, what we'll do is I'll go back to the free signals and we'll watch that. So we got a little bit of activity here. Free signals is right here. Yes, and I'll share this with you, and then let's get into this. So if I have to look at the group, I will, but I get this question all the time. Terry, I'd like to sign up and plug into your auto feed. Can you give me, and I'm going to give you a bunch of different scenarios here, right? Can you give me a link to your MyFX book, verified account, so I can see what the numbers are, right? And really, here's all I hear when you say that. How long is a piece of string? I'm like, it depends. What are you using the string for? You're going to tie up a yacht with it? Well, you're going to need a lot of string. What, you trying to lift an ant out of a hole? You're going to need just a little bit of string. Might not even need the string. Maybe some tiny little thread, right, that the ant can hold on to and you lift it out. So I get that people don't like the answer. I'm going to say it as many ways as I can. There are no results of my system that you can plug into other than what we are seeing. Because here's the deal. It depends on your account. It depends on your account. It also depends on, guess what it also depends on? Your understanding of managing an account. And what do we look at? We look at margin level percent. This person said, can you tell me what the average drawdown is? I'd say, how long is a piece of string? People are trading my auto system on accounts from a few $100s to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Which account do you want to see? Now, let's say they answered that question. Well, I have a $100,000 account at a prop firm at 50 leverage. I want to see an account like that. Okay, well, if I showed you an account like that, which one would you want to see? Would you want to see a degenerate gambler's account? Or would you want to see me trading that account at a 5% profit per month? And you look at it, you're like, well, you only traded this account for 17, or let's say 10 days out of the month. I'm like, yeah, once I got to 5.5, 6%, I shut it off. Well, that's not enough for me. Okay. Well, what would be enough for you? Would you like to see my $100,000 account that's doing $3,000 a day in US 30 trades? Okay. You look at that, you're like, well, but it's 70% drawdown. Yeah. So? Well, I can't have that. Well, I didn't say that you could even manage it to that level. So I'm telling you right now, if we looked at it this way, if I just give you a trade, whether it be a signal trade or an automated trade, what will you do with it? Like, I'll give you an example. Wake me up in the middle of the night in an airplane where everyone else is dead. I will continue to fly that airplane and land it safely. Guaranteed. Can you do that? With no pilot training, with no experience? No, you can't. It's the same airplane. The same dead people are in the back. The same airplane with no pilots that you just woke up in the cockpit. I could fly that bad. I could wake up upside down in that damn thing, land everybody properly. Why? Because I have the skill set. My trades are a major piece of the concept here. It's an algorithm. Once you know that they mathematically always win, because don't you just want to win? Once you know that the system works, what will you do with it? What will you do with it? I don't know what you'll do with it. Maybe you're like the guy, a week ago, degenerate gambler sets up a $497 live account, turns my auto system on at a 10x bid. So he's bidding $1, automatically. My system sends out the raw trade at 0.01 lot size, right? Now it will increase the lot sizes, but so he's already on a $497 account, jumps into a $1 per pip bid when we were in one of the most volatile days of the year so far on USD JPY, and blew his account out outright. And of course sent me screenshots and says, what happened? Thought your auto trader system was automatic. It is automatic. It places the trade automatically and takes profit automatically. It doesn't know what your account size is. In fact, you wouldn't want it to, because that's what you're really asking for when you ask for, what are the results of my system? You want to believe that what happens in the marketplace is this. Go buy a robot, you put it on your account, and it blows it out in 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. And you're like, well, that sucks. No, you suck. I'm not trying to be a dick. You don't know how to run this stuff. With my system, you got not only this awesome trade that gets sent to you, but you also have my years of experience to look at what you're doing, tell you up front maybe what you shouldn't do, how to ease into it, how to manage it, and then you get to see this live every morning. Like, not a lot of craziness happening. You don't see any accounts where I was, overbidding or doing the wrong thing, but there's a diverse set of accounts, right? Derek says, strong are emotions. System you must trust. It's hard for people to do that. There's so much bad information out there. I would tell you this, and I need to do a video about this. Anybody that comes into the group and says things, mind viruses, I mean, it's hard for me to repeat them, but I certainly can hear them. A mind virus is, can I see the results of your system? What kind of results would you like to see? I don't even have most of the results that you would want to see, because I'm not doing stupid trading. I'm not trading a prop firm over leveraged, right? So let me give you a little bit of my philosophy after I kind of come up with some more of those things. It's so hard for me to think this way. Well, the person that said you don't set a stop loss, that's correct. Move on. Person that says, and I'm gonna look at some of this in the background while I leave this up here. Yeah. So let me look at this. So someone in the group said, I understand the results won't be the same as previous accounts or results as markets always change. True. But was just looking for a general overall risk and what lots you use. And the moment you say, I'm not looking for anything, then I want to know what your general overall risk is and what lots you use. That's you. You can use, it doesn't matter what lots I use. It does not matter what lots I use. It matters what lots you use. If you don't know how any of that works, then you put, I can tell you where to start. I can say, what's your account size? What's your leverage? Start here. And it's going to feel really slow at first, because most people are expecting to get rich. In fact, speaking of that, I just had a client cancel their full auto system this morning. And I was like, well, I went and looked at their account. I'm like, their account's doing fine. Oh, so they had an expectation. They wanted to start a small account, $1,000, and they wanted to earn their monthly fee back. Like right now I'm charging like $150 a month for my full auto feed. And you get all kinds of bonuses and benefits and support from me, right? And you also get premium signals, so you're getting a lot from that. Their unrealistic expectations was that I'm going to get rich from trading a $1,000 account. And since I'm not getting rich, I think their account made 30% the first month. So what's 30% of 1,000? Am I right? It's $30. They're like, well, that's not. No, I'm sorry, 3%. 3%. Yeah, it was 3%. And I was like, well, that's your first couple weeks. And they kept saying, can I increase my bid? You can increase your bid all you want. can you then manage it on the back end? Like if you want to be a degenerate gambler, you can jack your bid up really high, and people have done that. And then they're like, oh crap, what do I do now? I'm like, well, now we manage it. Now you've overbid, and we got to force a little bit of losses. But what's cool is you can actually come into the system and start out at minimum bid and see how it impacts your account. Share your results, and I can go, okay, I know this is your account size, I know this is your leverage, I know what you've been bidding, I know what you could bid, I know what the market's doing currently, right? And then I can guide you. But if I also have a lot of people come in, plug into my full auto feed, never say a damn thing to me, and then they come to me a month later and go, wow, yeah, I lost like $4,000 on Friday because of that trade. I'm like, what? Okay, let me look at the numbers here. I'm like, you were bidding 15 times what you should have. Like, of course you were going to lose, but you never said a word to me, right? So there's so many different kinds of aspects when you're working with people, so many different personalities. I continue to have a client I've been working with for 10 months that says to me every time we talk, well, we didn't want to bother you, we didn't want to bother you. You didn't want to bother me. This is what I do. If I tell you you're bothering me, then you're bothering me. I don't think I've ever said that to anybody. So let me give you my trading philosophy as I look back through some things here that, so let me answer this one. Person in the group said, I was wondering what the average hold time is of a trade. Like, really, who's telling you that there's, like, that? I could tell you what the average hold time of the last trade was. We could go look at all of that data. It's absolutely fucking useless to you. The average hold time depends on the currency pair. Depends on what the market's doing that day. So, listen, I'm not giving this person a hard time. You don't think that, but I'm trying to just get rid of all of this bad mojo in your head. And the biggest bad mojo in your head is, oh, I want to plug into your copy trade system. Show me an account that that will make me feel good that I'm doing the right thing. I'm like, even if you plugged into my system blindly for $150 and followed my advice, you'd be so fucking impressed. You'd be like, wow, incredible. I didn't know. But you'll know when you actually take the risk and give it a shot, right? I had someone come into the group the other day that says, Terry, I wasted $2,000 on buying signals and they all forced me to lose. I'm like, totally understand that. Totally understand that. But come into this relationship with me and let your past go. We are going to have a new relationship, right? If you come into my relationship with me and you bring all of your past pain and emotions and how everybody took advantage of you, we are already going to lose, right? So come into this relationship with me with a completely clear head. So just kind of reiterating, looking at some of these questions, someone asked if I had an investor password that they could review. I'm like, well, I know you're looking for something with that, right? What you're going to do is if I give you that, you're going to I'll give you an investor password on a 100K account that went 70% drawdown last year. You'd be like, oh, I can't do that. I'm making a killing in that account. A killing. It's not a prop account, right? So, like, I don't know, what do you want to see? What you should do is, if, like, for example, if the average person could get rid of all of the bullshit going on in their head, just buy my system. If you want the full auto, just buy it, put it on a demo account, trade it for a month. What are you out if I'm a complete lying, gambling hack? You're out $150. Big deal. You lived and you learned. I'm not running a business that's going to work like that. You're going to be massively impressed. Massively impressed. So this person wanted to look into performance and previous risk management. That is an individual person thing, right? I want to make some really weird references, you know. It's like, well, you want to have a relationship with me, but you want to look at what my previous relationship was in. Well, the reasons it's a previous relationship is because it wasn't very good. All right, so let's not look at anything previous. Let's look at what you can do. Take the risk, buy my auto system, put it on a demo account. You aren't out anything. If you follow my instructions, I've seen people come in and wouldn't follow my instructions at all. And at the end of the month, they're like, holy crap, we just did 39% profit. I'm like, well, you did. It's pretty good. So let me tell you a little bit of my own philosophy. And it fits right in with what I'm saying here. This person said that they don't understand margin level versus drawdown. Here's the deal. Again, how long is a piece of string? Okay. Let me tell you margin level versus drawdown. And I have to do this because it's very account specific. So let's say I have a $10,000 live account at 500 leverage. I don't give a shit what the drawdown is. Doesn't matter at all. It's a $10,000 personal live account at 500 leverage. What means something is margin level percent. I don't care what the drawdown is. It doesn't matter. The drawdown could be $7,000 and I would be like, oh, gotta go take a nap. If my margin level percent is comfortable, something above 500, okay? What's comfortable? That's on you. Maybe you don't like a margin level percent any lower than 2,000. Great, I'll tell you how to manage it to that level. Maybe you're a degenerate gambler and you're like, you know what? My margin level percent is at 150. I'm like, oh, you get a t-shirt for that one and a trophy, right? And then maybe they force a few losses, they get out of it, they're still overall profitable, and they go into the next trading session where they're like, all right, I'm going to pull back a little bit. And the question is, how do I pull back? I have all the answers for that. Depends on the account. How long is a piece of string? That depends. So there is no drawdown level that you get with my system. I could give 10 people my automated system, all on a $100,000 account with 50 leverage, and half of them would blow it. The other half would make an outrageous amount of money, and the other half of that would be a prop firm account. And you're like, well, what's the average drawdown? I don't know. Well, how much are you trading? What are you bidding? How many currency pairs? Now, I can tell you this. If you come at me and say, I have a 100K account, 50 leverage, prop firm, I understand you got to stay within a 5% or 4.9% drawdown level or you're going to lose your account, and you can only lose so much per day, right? Here's an interesting thing about a prop firm account, 100K, for example, and 50 leverage. You're never going to get to your drawdown level. You're going to margin out before you get there. 9 times out of 10. So drawdown doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. You're probably going to margin out. And or depending on your leverage, let's put it this way. You could hit your drawdown amount. Let's say you got a $2,500 max loss per day. So it'll get to $2,495 drawdown and shut down, but your margin level percent was 1,800. You're like, what the hell, right? So again, how long is a piece of string? I don't know. Well, guess how we figure it out? Because every broker is going to, I don't care what numbers they're telling you have, 100K account, 50 leverage. Yeah, sometimes they're giving you that. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're increasing the spreads, decreasing the spreads, increasing the fees. And it really can affect your account. So what do? You start out with, I'd say, okay, you got a 100K account, 50 leverage at a prop firm, plug it into my auto feed, right? So there's a lot of different, so my main auto feed, I'd say, you know what, out of the 22 pairs, let's only trade about 5 to start with at a minimum bid, and let's see how it affects your account. Let it run for a week. I know you're trying to get rich overnight. Let it run for a week. This, keep an eye on what your drawdown is, keep an eye on what your margin level percent is. It's going to feel pretty good. And I'll go, yeah, market conditions were pretty slow, so let's ramp it up just a little bit. Or market conditions were really heavy, and here were your numbers. Let's keep what we got, or let's increase it, let's decrease it. It's an ever-changing thing. How long is a piece of string? It depends on what you're doing with the string. Are you trying to let yourself down from a 7th story window and the building's on fire and all you have is string? How long should it be? Well, it probably should be long enough to get you to the ground, but also you're probably going to need 100 of them together, or else it's going to break. So it just all depends. It really depends. So what I'm going to go into here is my philosophy on what I'm doing moving forward. I was about to post this morning, then I had to answer a bunch of questions. So let me come back to something here. See if you guys. So Lisa says, "Hi Terry, can you explain when the hybrid switches out of one basket to another one?" I can. It's probably not something you really need to dig into. But I created 6 different baskets of currency pairs. They have anywhere from 3 to 4 pairs in there. The main idea was that we didn't have currency pair crosses. So that we're not trading 2 different currency pairs that have USD in them. We're only trading one. We're not trading 2 different currency pairs in those groups that have euro in them. It only has 1 euro. All right? We're not trading 2 different currency pairs that have AUD or the Australian dollar in them. We're just trading one. So that right there, that concept keeps you out of just a ton of volatility, because you can be in an AUD USD buy and a USD CAD sell, and now you're like, or you can be in a buy on both of them, and now you're like trading the same currency pair against itself, and the volatility's killing one and killing the other, right? Mathematically, my system can handle that. But what my system does is it looks for, let's say it's not trading anything, the hybrid. It will look for the next available trade and grab it. And then the AI will say, oh, we're trading group 2 now. So only allow pairs through, they're in group 2. And if there's volatility in that group, it'll just keep trading. The moment that entire basket of trades or group of trades all close out to nothing, the AI resets itself and it says, okay, I'm looking for the very next trade. So it jumps into that pair. It then looks, the AI looks at the system and says, oh, that's group number 4. We're only trading pairs in group 4. I think, I'm not going to use the word brilliant. I think it's the best system I've ever come up with. We've been trading it for a week, and this is one of the slowest weeks ever. And I'm impressed with it. It is infinitely scalable. I could scale it up. I could scale it down. Because when I send that automated feed out, right now you see I'm taking the trades at a 0.07 lot size, really just as proof of concept. I'm going to send them out at a 0.01, so you can crank it up all you want. The level of safety and the level that you could bid with my new hybrid, my 10 pip hybrid feed, is going to be insane, I think. I already knew it was going to work well. It is working well. Just looking at what somebody said here. Derek says 3 trades, 1 closes at -15, 2 close at +10. That's a +5 net profit. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't see anything else in there. Let me just tell you, I'm going to start drilling this into people's heads. I reserve the right to change what I'm about to tell you. I do. So here's the deal. Moving forward, and there's a reason I'm saying this, because I'm trading hedge funds accounts and large accounts of my own. I'm trading everything across the board. I'm trading anywhere from $10,000 to, and eventually we'll be trading up to, over $1 million in any given account. And I don't care if I'm trading $10,000. I don't care if I'm trading $1,000, but $10,000 on up. I'm going for, my new philosophy is 5% a month. And that sounds really low, but I've done the math. And it's not. If you really look at it, it's not, because what's one of the biggest things we all deal with? It's our emotions in trading. And I get that as soon as I say I'm going for 5% a month, there's going to be people who say, I can't do that. You do not have to do this. You do whatever you want. My system can handle just about anything you want. What I don't like is 2 things. I don't like blowing accounts out because I was being a degenerate gambler and starting back at the beginning. And what I don't like is being in those times where I'm up all night because I overbid and I'm pushing my account and I'm not bidding in anticipation that, for example, a moderate mediocre push last week of USD JPY practically blew everybody's account out. And that's no fun. That is absolutely no fun. I'm done with those emotions. I'm done with the market giving me emotion, because here's the deal. Take my 10 pip hybrid feed, for example. You know what? Let's not even do that. I'm going to be more basic with it. If this doesn't blow your mind, then you're not paying attention. You could take, I know this for a fact, I've tested it freaking inside and out, and I need some more caffeine first. Coffee's over here getting cold. I know this for a fact. You could take any one of the 22 currency pairs that my system sends you, one pair, and trade it the entire year and easily make 5% a month. Done. I don't care what pair. If you take something really volatile like USD JPY, you're just probably going to trade it a lot less. Now, what I like about this concept is this. Once you start to get a feel for my system and what the market's doing, and we're talking about it every day, is that if you go for 5%, and if you have a prop firm account, you shouldn't be going for any more than 5%. I blow out prop firm accounts like they're going out of style the moment I start going for, moment I back in the day was going for these challenges where you had to do 10%. I was trying to do it in 3 weeks. I could do it, but I would also blow out literally on my last day. At 5%, you could turn on a few currency pairs, or you could turn on one currency pair at a let's stick with the one currency pair. You could turn on one currency pair, copy any one of my 22 currency pairs my system sends, get a feel for that particular currency pair. They're all going to be different, and bid accordingly. You could do 5% with one currency pair every month. And in fact, that's what I'm moving to in all of my trading and all of my systems. It's either going to be my 10 pip hybrid feed that I put on any of my accounts, or it's going to be the one profitable trade feed, which is just trading one currency pair at a time. And so you get to see the power in that. And or because I'm trading with different hedge funds, what is smart for me to do, and even smart for you to do, if you're going to go out there and you want to be degenerate and trade a prop firm challenge, trade one currency pair. If you're like, well, I got to the end of the month on CAD Swiss franc, CAD Chief, and I only made 2%. Okay. You weren't paying attention to it. You turned it on and you hoped it would deliver something to you. And non-volatile days. Days that you should bid more, days that you should pull your bid back a little bit. But if you start to have a relationship, I mean, you know, it's like guys that have 12 wives, right? Like, you're probably better off building more quality relationships one-on-one. Oh, you build a relationship with one currency pair. Just pick one and trade it. Everyone wants, what's the best one? There is no best one. I've told you before a few currency pairs that were on the top of the results over a 12-month period. That will be an ever-changing thing. That's what happened the past 12 months. The next 12 months, it'll be another currency pair. Like we just seen one of the most volatile pairs that we've never seen at the top of the volatility list, Euro NZD, has been the top mover. I've never seen it up there. It's always GBP, JPY, GBP, NZD. It's always. We just seen Euro NZD pop up to the top. If you looked at Euro NZD last year, be like, it's kind of middle of the road. Maybe I want some more volatility. You don't know when that's going to happen. So you trade one pair, and having that one relationship is going to be a lot better. So, you know, if you're the person that has questions like, you know, just prove to me your system works. No thanks. I'm not interested, because there's more important things in that. Prove to me you're not a degenerate gambler. Prove to me you understand that you do not need to trade with a stop loss. Prove to me that you understand you can't just turn a copy trade system on and expect it to manage your account for you. It won't do it. Won't do it. However, management with my system is at your fingertips. You can come on and ask me what you think you ought to do in a current situation. I'm like, If I look at it and go, well, you're already being degenerate and overbidding and overtrading, so it's not, I can tell you what to do. I'm like, oh, okay, you're being conservative. You pulled it back a little bit. Here's how you ramp it up. Here's what I think's going on in this currency pair. I don't have anybody asking me about any particular pairs and showing me what trades they're in. I certainly have people come to me in private message and go, oh, I lost 4,000 last week because I didn't listen to you. I'm like, okay, well, I was sleeping well when you did that. So I hope that answers that. And again, it probably doesn't. It's so hard to get through to people that have been told, don't sign up for a copy system unless you can see their MyFX book results, because you might be copying a system that does 70% drawdown. Bullshit. You'll do 70% drawdown because you did it. My system doesn't do that. My system runs forever. Bid properly. That's the power of it. Lisa says, I like it, just wondered when it switched. Yeah, it's really, I'm telling you right now, it's going to switch based off of volatility in the market. And what's cool about it is my AI system is just looking for that next trade. What's going on? What's going on? And I think it's going to be the most powerful thing ever. Like right now, if it only trades group 3 for the next 8 weeks, I'm not pissed off about that. That has kept us out of the market and volatility on all kinds of other pairs. And if it switches up groups every 3 days, that's awesome. Like, I don't care. I just want, what do you want in the end? Do you want to get to the end of the year and go, wow, I did 20% this year on my account? Or do you want to get to the end of the year and go, wow, my system only traded euro. I don't like those people. I don't want to trade the euro. I don't like Terry's system because it traded the euro a lot this year. Come on, right? But people will do that. People still driving around in their cars with their mask on. You can't save everybody. So, any questions? I don't see any. I just feel like I haven't answered that mindset well enough because it's off the cuff here. I'm certainly going to do a video, and which I've told you guys all week. I'm going to do a video on what you get with my automated system, and I'm going to put some slides together and really think about the proper words. And I'm going to mention, hey, here's a thing that you probably heard in the industry. It's just not true with my system. I built my system really to be the opposite. You want to talk about how Terry has been successful his whole life? I am counterintuitive. I do the opposite. I love to do social experiments. Let me tell you one that you'll get a kick out of. And when I tell it to you, you'll be like, well, yeah, but you got to see it for yourself. So, was on a date one day, and we were at a bar where a really popular football game was going on. And been dating this girl for a while, and she understands my mindset. We just had all kinds of fun because she constantly seen I do social experiments all the time. Okay. I'll get to that. Let me read this comment. Makes a lot more sense knowing you trade certain pairs on different accounts. Yeah, but I want you to also understand, because don't get backed into a corner that's what I do. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, and I will give you 100% of my best guidance ever inside the group. So Lisa says, LOL. So I'm in a bar. Popular game is going on. We're sitting at a bar top table, having some drinks. And I said, are you ready for a challenge? To my girlfriend. She's like, yeah. I said, I can get the entire bar to pay attention to me without saying a word to them. Without standing on a table, right? I'm not like, I can get the entire bar to all of a sudden become aware of me and literally do nothing. And she's like, what are you talking about? I go, watch this. Okay. So I walked up to the bar, walked up to the end of the bar where a big screen TV was. It was a bar that had just one TV in it, right? I stood underneath the TV and I just looked out at the crowd. I didn't make any faces. I didn't stick my head out. I just looked out at the crowd. And it was about 5 minutes. And pretty soon, people were like, dude, what are you doing? What are you looking at? What's this dude doing? What's wrong? Is there something wrong with us? Right? And I know it's pretty simple, but I love to live my life in a counterintuitive way. I got just about everyone's attention, most of people's attention, because people just started yelling at me and calling things out and saying, hey, this guy needs a drink or something. I was just simply moving my head back and forth, staring at the crowd. What was I doing? Completely the opposite of what they were doing. And you'll find that my trading, not by design, but I was like, what's going to work here for me and a lot of people? Because I built this for myself. I didn't build this as a business where I come to you, right? I want to sell something to you. This works. I'm extremely proud of it. This works. This is a different mindset. This is different than anything you'll find out there on the internet. It's counterintuitive. So when you come in, I'm not going to really even let you ask the questions that the rest of the industry have planted in your brain as a mind virus. I see your signals. Don't set a stop loss. That's correct. Very, very intuitive of you. That's correct. The implication there was, I can't trade without a stop loss. My mentor, even though I've made absolutely nothing from him, this is the other person, my mentor told me to set a stop loss. Hey, if you want to take a loss, set a stop. Take my trade, set a stop loss. Absolutely. Because when it goes against you, my trade will win, yours will hit the stop, and you'll take a loss. You're welcome to lose all you want. Hell, if you want to lose with my system, just open up like $100 account and bid $10 per pip. You'll lose it in a couple minutes, if that's fun for you. Right? I can tell you, I will tell you this, you won't be happy with the money that it makes, but you can start a $100 account, live account at a broker today. I will give you settings from my automated system that will trade that $100 all year, 12 months, give you a profit at the end. Will you be happy with 5% of $100 every month? Would you be happy with $5 profit every month? You won't. All right, so talk to me realistically then. What do you really want? Hell, $100 will probably do 10%. There will come times, without my guidance, that you will blow that account out. So, my philosophy, and we'll end with this, is I am going for 5% a month. If it takes me the entire month to make 4.5%, great. If I make 5% in the first 3 days of the month, I turn it off. I'm done. No emotions. In fact, that will bring no emotions. So you guys give me some feedback. You're going to hear me start saying it a lot. I trade at 5% a month. Why? Because if you look at some of these hedge fund type accounts that I trade, they allow you to double your account every 10% of earnings. So what am I trying to do? 10% a week? So I can blow it out at the end of the month? 5% a month. Growth. Start out with a $10,000 account. 5% is $500 the first month. Okay. I can take 5% of that growth. Okay. So let's go 2 months. 5% times 2 months. We got 10% at the end of the 2 months. I can take that 5% and double the account. So now I have a $20,000 account with a 5% payout, from the previous $10,000, which is what, $250, right? But watch this. Keep doing that for 12 months. You start out with a $10,000 account. At 12 months, you have a $640,000 account that you then can earn 5% a month from. 5% of $640,000 is $32,000. 5% of $640,000 is $32,000. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that math. I've looked at it, right? If you're doing that with some sort of hedge fund or prop firm and they're paying you out, so you're going to make $25,000, right? Am I promising you'll do that? No, because you're a degenerate gambler and you want to have 25% a month, and you can probably sustain that for a little while. My system's really good, but the market will spank you. It will spank you. So I continue to develop these systems and manipulations of my feed, like the 10 pip hybrid feed that we've been looking at, and you'll do really well. But if you, and I get, if you have a small account and you're trying to cover your costs of monthly fees, I get it. You got to be a degenerate gambler. You got to overbid. I get it. But I'm going for 5% a month because I want stability, security, and I've never said that before. I've always been going, everybody wants 10%. I don't anymore. I don't want the stress. I had stress last week just feeling for you guys that all overbid on the USD JPY trade, right? So guess what I did? I manipulated my system so you're not going to get those trades anymore. You're just not. It's not going to happen. So that's a good thing. 5%, let me know what you think. I'll stop it there. I'll be in the group all day. Probably a lot I haven't said. I will tell you this. If I'm going to be pretty general here. The DX trade copying stuff is ready to go. I will begin testing it today on my own account. I will be rolling it out to other people next week. Everybody has a unique situation if they're wanting to use DX trade, so you're just going to have to get a hold of me. There's no one-off solution. I can offer you something to plug into my system possibly, depending on the resources, and or give you some guidance as to how to build your own system with the DX trade copy stuff. But the only thing I don't know, because I have not begun testing, but I will in the next few hours, I don't know if it's going to work the way it needs to work. I will figure that out. But most of these companies are launching their DX trade stuff today, and I'm just going to make it happen. Now, I will tell you this. I'm going to put, let me properly say this. Soon, I'm not going to do it today because I want to go through the testing. I already have a handful of people that are trading with me on the hedge fund account concept, where we take $10,000 and we double it for 12 months up to $640,000, and then we start taking 5% payouts. And I'm asking for, what am I asking for? 10% of that, right? So if we make $28,800 payout, I'm going to ask for $2,880, and you're going to get the rest, right? You're going to get like $25,000 or whatever it is. So I'm being general on the math. That's a pretty damn good deal. I will be offering that. I have a group of people. I have a handful of people I'm already doing that with, and I've just kind of like done some general announcements, and the big players and the people that really understand the power of this are hitting me up. If you feel like you have at least 10K to go into an account, then I can potentially get you in on this, but I'm not going to bring any more people in until I prove out the testing on my own account, which is starting today, and I can't believe it. I can't imagine it doesn't work. On the other hand, even if copying doesn't work, I'll freaking do it manually. It's not that hard. Not that hard. Click, 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 right? But I'm not going to have to do that. There's enough solutions out there to not have to do that. So that's it. Little winded this morning. I get it. I don't know. When did I start? Yeah, I've been talking for like an hour or something, haven't I? What's it say? Hour and 16 minutes. Appreciate you guys sticking around. I see there's still 5 people here. I'm in the group. So much more to come. I probably could talk another hour about all the new stuff that's coming out, in terms of just like upgrades and tweaks and just to make it constantly better. The high profit feed going to get killer better next week. Killer better. So it's already incredible. It's going to get killer better next week. I have some brand new algorithm AI programming that I've been testing. Blow your mind. All right, that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the group. If you're watching this on YouTube, fxwithterry.com. Come join the group for free. Let's do this. Get you some free trades. I'll see you guys in the group.